Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday, everybody. My name is Kawhi Hopkins, and I'm here to bring you another Okta video. As you guys will know from my last video, I'm planning to write and sit the Okta Administrator exam. So one of the things, one of the kind of, I would say, parts of this exam, or not in parts, but just in the real world, as an Okta administrator or IAM administrator or engineer, we're always looking for ways to automate, to make our jobs easy. And automation is very big, and it could be IAM, doesn't matter, a cloud engineer. We're always looking for ways to automate. You have different types of automation, like um, you know, Terraform, you want to build infrastructure to be able to automate this task, for example, for infrastructure, um, you know, or in this case, what the purpose of this video is like for we want to automate the user lifecycle management within any IAM tool. That's a big deal as far as if you work in IAM space or any security related field. So in this demo, we're going to go over a little bit of automation in Okta. So Okta has so many different types of automations where you can do automations for lifecycle management through, through group rules, mainly doing it through the portal, Okta admin portal. You can add users to groups through group rules, or they have an automation platform as well that you can use to automate within their portal. But one of the most things on this exam, this administrator exam, and then in real world as an engineer, we're gonna be working with a tool, Okta Workflows. So Okta Workflows like a no code platform developed by Okta that you can build like automations to help you with a company's identity and access management um, processes. So, for example, like you can build like some flows to reset password, end user password, like when suspicious activity occurs, or you can give or remove user access to applications, or send notifications to your email or Slack. Some organizations may use Slack or whatever platform where you can, or Teams, for that example. So some of the use cases, like you can use other use cases that people use for this would be, for example, like let's say offboarding. You can use offboarding. You can trigger workflow to offboard users. Or when user activates their account, you can send it to their email, or so it's suspended. So Okta Workflows is very, very awesome tool. I've just been learning it recently myself. So in this video, this is going to be very, very beginner level. So as I'm a beginner myself in Okta Workflows, so because as I stated in many videos before that on my kind of I'm I'm really passionate about learning and becoming an IM engineer and just learning different tools and especially specifically in Okta, because I love the Okta tool. I love all the different features, and I'm still learning different features. So as you know, in IT, we all don't know everything, but a lot of our job is to really go know how to find the information and learn how to learn. And so in this video, what we're going to do today is we're going to build a simple basic workflow. What we're going to do is so just want to paint this picture for you. So we have an organization and we have a user um that's going to be leaving the company. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to suspend his account. And what we're going to do is build a flow that will say, hey, when this user's account is suspended, it will trigger the flow and send the email to the user saying that their account is suspended. Something very basic and simple. It's not complex. So let's see what this looks like here. And let's get started. So let me share my screen for a second. Let me share my screen here. All right. And let me see. All right. All right. Let me, okay. All right. Let me put my screen down here at the bottom here. All right. So here, let me bring you here to the Okta Workflows portal, main portal. You can access this from the, if you have a Okta free trial account, you can access the Okta Workflow application. But if you're using a that feature is not available for if you have a developer account. So Okta recommends you use a free trial account. That way you have access to this Okta Workflow console. So let's get started here. Let's see, I'm on different screens here. So let's just glance over here. This is documentation. One thing about Okta, they're very great on their documentation, how-to guides. I mean, they're very, very helpful if you're looking at trying to find some information on how to do different use their features because they're very awesome about that. As we can scroll down here. You can explore different use cases there here. They have pre-built templates that you can use for basically like here IT operations. You have anything with Office 365. You can manage groups, operations, deliver timely communications. You got security operations here. You have audit and reporting flows, and they have more here where you can search templates. Here's some of the ones you get started. You can identify inactive users or, some of the most popular ones. Salesforce is a very popular integration that a lot of people you might see do demos on, that they're very popular, or Slack as well. You can manage group memberships with Okta Workflows. So one of the main things about Okta Workflow is that it's no one of the good things is not no code. So you don't really have to worry too much about being a programmer or anything. It's really logic versus programming. It's really a logic based type of tool. And excuse me. And so, and then one of the also good benefits of this is you don't really have to do anything after that. Once you get a set, like say whatever your use case is, whatever you set up in a workflow, you don't really have to worry about touching it again. You don't have to worry about having to go back in using it. It cuts out a lot of manual administration processes. It really does. So today we're just gonna do a simple workflow. So I'm gonna go to my believe I'm already in the Okta workflow. All right, let me go to my admin portal here. Go to my admin portal. Let me get my push notification. Second. All right. 1 second. And say that is me. All right. All right. So if you from the admin portal here, if you want to go to workflows, again, as I stated earlier, in order to access Okta Workflow console, you're going to have to have sign up for a free 30-day trial. Not so if you have a developer account, you won't be able to have that ability to access the Okta Workflow console. So let's go to the Okta Workflow console. All right. All right. So give me a second. All right. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to, as you can see here, is the Okta Workflow main page again. So what we are going to do is we're going to start a flow. Let me see something here. Go to flows. All right. So what we are going to do here is first, again, what we're trying to do is we're going to build a simple flow so that we're going to whenever a user is suspended, we're going to have that flow automatically send them a email through their off through their O365 through Office 365 or well, if you want to say Outlook account, email. So what we want to do is we're going to go to the Okta Workflow console, which we're already in. So we're going to type in uh, new flow. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up top so Okta Workflows works on like cards, using these cards to initiate flow. It always starts with an event. So let's say, hey, if a user gets suspended, a user activates their account, so any suspicious activity that happens, or if a user is being removed from a group, or any event that can trigger that usually counts as an event. It triggers something. Something has to happen. So that's meaning what they mean by an event. Something has to happen, which then you'll have then which it says if you see here it says this next card says then do this. So one thing I do like about this is especially for someone like myself, I have never I've never worked with this tool before or anything similar to it. So it's really very beginner friendly and very easy and straightforward to follow. So again, like I said, it's very logic based, not you don't have to worry about noting any code. So in this one here, what we're going to start off with is so again, you have to have a free trial account to do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to rename this folder here. So we're just going to name it, just say uh user sus suspended notification notification. All right. And then we're just gonna say this flow sends a no notification notification when a user is suspended. Suspended. All right. All right. So, and here also want to keep in mind here where it says save all data that passes through the flow. So this basically enables debugging, auditing. So if an issue happens in the flow, you're able to really dissect and see what really look in the flow and see where you may have an issue with, or it's really good for really really getting a deep dive of what's going on in that flow. So if you have an issue, you can always investigate that flow. So but you can click it here and click save. But by any means, if you do not click it, it's not the end of the world. You can always go up here, I believe. Yeah, right here. You can go back and click it here as well. So it's not the end of the world if it doesn't um, if it doesn't do that or not. So here we renamed this flow. So this is going to be our user suspended notification flow. All right. So what we're first going to also do, next we're going to do is we got it saved here. So first we're going to set up an event to run the flow. So what we're going to do is we're going to select an add event. So when you go to add event, we're going to go to the Okta application. So basically what this doing is we're going to connect to Okta. So what we're going to do here is going to go to user, I believe let me see, user suspended. Let's try to find it here. User suspended. Uh, mm, yeah, user suspended. So this is a lifecycle management flow. So what this event is going to do, first, we need to try to make a connection to Okta. So in order for us to do this, we need to have a connection to this Okta application to do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to new connection. So once we click the new connection, what we're going to do is we're going to give this we're going to give this a kind of a nickname here. So we're just going to say Okta connection. Just say Okta connection, and then we don't have to have a a description really of this. Um, if we'll just say you know what, we're just gonna leave that. Just gonna leave that pretty much alone. And so what we're going to do is, in order for this to happen, what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to go back to the Okta admin portal, and we're going to go to applications. Go to applications. Then we're going to go to the Okta Workflows OAuth, and then we're going to go to sign on. So why we're going here is we're using the Okta Workflows OAuth application. So if you like to look in here, so this is the information we're going to use for, we need to build that connection. It's going to connect to Okta and to that application. So let's go to copy the client ID. All right. Oh, I don't need to do that. All right, let's go to paste this here, and then let's go to the client secret, and then the domain. So if you want to look for the domain, go to use the, let me see something here. Let's go to your end user dashboard. And what we need is anything after this HTTPS colon / trial. After that, you're going to copy and paste from trial on down to okta.com. It needs the domain. So what we're going to do is copy and paste the domain to domain here. And then, so what else are we going to do here? So then next, what we're going to do is we're going to click create. And so what it's doing is it's establishing the connection to Okta. So there it goes. So it worked. So if you notice here, we in this Okta, if you use this Okta suspended card here, you have the very different fields and cards. You can customize this as well. You can, if you don't there if there are certain attributes that you don't need, you can always go here and you can edit the card. You can choose fields. They have a run mode for each record, and so in this case, we established a connection here in Okta. So next, so what we want to do is we want to have an event. We got the event, so the user is suspended. So this is what's going to happen, what's triggering. So what next we need to do is, so we'll need to monitor this event. So when the user is suspended in an organization, the flow is invoked. So what we want to do is we'll want to see if the user suspended card information makes available. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a message. We're going to create a message. So what we're going to do is go to the, I believe, I believe we are going to go to function. Yeah, we're going to go to function. and we're going to go to compose, and then we're going to do, then next what we're going to do is, you know, we're going to type here a message, and here we're going to user, say user with the following, all right, following user name was suspended, suspended. Then, so then what we are going to do is go a colon here, and then, so one thing about the act, what I was saying here in the user suspended card. So two things, information we're going to want to need. We want to use the display name of the user because we want to know, we're going to use the display name, and then second, get that use the suspend the display name, then and then oh, sorry about that. We're going to use the display name, and then we want to use the the ID of the user. All right. I believe that should make a difference right there. All right. So then what we're going to want to do, all right, so we have the, let me get let me get rid of this here. Let me start over here. I think I messed up, but I'm not sure. All right, so we're going to add the action. Let's go ahead and compose again. Let's just say, hey, say user with the following user name has been suspended. Oh, make sure I spelled that. Suspended, colon. So what we did was build a composed text message. So this text message we're going to use and send an email to the user that their account's been suspended. This is the verbiage that we're going to use to for the user. So we could say, start this off, say hello, hello, and user with the following. So yeah, we can say it like that, make it more a little more formal. So what we're going to do is, so we're going to find Okta user. So what we're going to do is bring this alternate ID card here. So when we bring cards, these are the attributes that we're going to use for the information that we need. So we're going to need the alternate ID for the user, and then once we drag the alternate ID to the suspended user card, and so and then we're going to click save. We're going to click save. So what we're going to do is we're going to save the flow. So so once we save it, so we can now then test we can test it and we can run this card. So let's say hello. We can just type a message or output that we want in this message, and then we can run it. So again, let's get back to this. So we can in this part here, we can actually at this point we can test the flow. So let's go and let's try to test this again here. It's my first time actually doing this, so bear with me. So from looking at this, so what we're going to do is go to this gearbox here. We're going to run the flow. So let's see something here. I think I'm missing something. I think I'm missing something here. Yeah, might be missing something. Hmm, let's see, I think I'm missing here. Um, mm, okay, so let me go back here. So let's just put my name here. So I'm going to put Kwai. Let me just put my name, Kwai Hopkins, and let's see, let's just say Kwai Hopkins. Let me see. Um, okay, Hopkins at Hopkins891 at gmail.com. Right. And then we can run it here. So if you see here, gives my email. So this is the out when we ran this compose, this is what the message we wanted to output the test. So we know this works. So so once we click test, so it's pretty good practice. I was reading through the documentation last night, and a lot of they were mentioning about, hey, it's good to test each. You can test each individual card to make sure that it works, which is pretty good practice to follow. So so next, what we want to do, we want to send the email notification. So what we want to do is, so we want to add an, an app action. So what we want to do is this is where we want to connect to an application. So again, what we were talking about at the beginning, we can send message to Slack, we can send it through Teams, we can send it through 065 mail. So what we're going to do is we're going to send it to 0365 mail. 0365 mail. All right. I'm gonna go 0365 mail. All right. So then what we're going to do is, you know what? Hmm, I'm not gonna go. Let me go through Gmail. Let me use Gmail. So what we're going to do is, so when we go to the Gmail application, so what we're trying to do is connect to Gmail. This is where we need to make a connection that way. So when the user, so when Quai is suspended, it will send a notification to his Gmail account. So what we're going to do is put and like send email, and I'm gonna make a connection here. Description. So we're gonna put. So once we make the connection here, we're just well, we can always um, uh, we can click and access to Google Work. So it does have my permissions, I believe, to my Google Workspace. Yeah, we can just leave that alone. Just click create. So this is what we want to do. So we're gonna put my name here, continue. So basically, what Okta is trying to connect. So my basically in this scenario, Google here is acting as is authenticating for me on my behalf to Okta. So then these are the, so we can select these all here and let's click continue, make the connection. Hmm, reauthorize. Yeah, I need to reauthorize. Not sure why. Um, Workspace. The workflow already has some access. CD services. Okay. Make sure you trust. Okay. Interesting. Why did that not work? Hmm. Not sure why that did not work. Interesting. Let's test the connection again. This email. Let's test again. Okay. Maybe that did not work. Okay, let's try this. I'm not sure why that did not work. Let me keep me signed in on this one. Let me go to directory here. People. All right, so let me let me go here. Okay. All right, so let me go here. All right, click that. Um, Let me go real quick. Let me create a user in Okta real quick. Let me create a person. Let me create a person. Let me say why, and then Hopkins. I'm just gonna use as a different email account, just for demonstration purposes. So then, what I'm going to use, let me find use another Gmail account that I have, and let's. All right, let me see here. Okay, let me see. So I'm gonna say second. So let's say go come on. Let's say Quiet Hopkins. That. All right. Will hopefully that will work. And see, let's see if that may work. Maybe. All right. Let me see. See if that will work or not. Oh, okay. I know what to do now. Okay. Let me just put I am. Let's just put I am, and then cloud. All right. All right. And then let me put here. All right. All right. So what it's gonna be, we get Oh, I already have it here. Okay. So we're going to use this one. I am Cloud Nerd. I am. So we're going to use that. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to save this. So we are going to save this. I'm going to save this. Let me see. Save this. So we're gonna save this. Okay. All right. Great. All right. So what I will do is go back to this. Let's let's go ahead and test that out. I am. Let's run that. Save this. Make sure that card runs. All right. That works. So then let's go to that. Let's go to that function. Let's go to compose. Oh no, I don't want to compose. App action. So what we want to go to is, let me see if I can access the Gmail again. Let's go to Gmail again. Uh, let's go to Gmail. Let's go to send email. It's not sending it. Forbidden responses to Gmail connectors is only available if the user has associated with G Suite organization. Mm, maybe I can't. Okay. All right. Well, let me let me I know I know what I can do here. I go through my O365 account. Uh, Sorry about this, guys. And all right. Mm, Oh yeah, let me see here. Jump back and manage username. I can use, yeah, let me see. See John Black, manage username. Mhm. Let's see. Let me see this part in. All right. No. Mm, Yeah, we can do that later. And we'll come back to that person. So let me go here and let me copy that their username, copy that username, and let's go to Okta here. Oh, jumping all around the place. Let's put John Black, and we'll put his email there. J. Black. Oh, oh, John that Black. All right, and then what we're going to do, we're going to save John Black. So then we're going to go back to the flow here. Let's go back to let's use John Black again. Let's just use his email and just run it and make sure we got that again. And okay. All right. So then we're just go to, let's go click out of Gmail. Let's go to add function. Let's go compose. Oh, not the compose. Keep clicking for compose. Add app action. Let's go to 0365. Let's go to send mail and let's connection. Let's just put send user send user suspended notification. All right, so it's going to ask me. So I'm going to use my account. So this is what we're going to do. It's asking me to connect. Voila, there it is. So Office 365 worked. That is great. Finally, sorry about that. Thank you guys for being patient with me. This is the first time I'm actually going through this. So next if you hear we have our email, we have different fields, to CC, BC, subject, body. These are the standards that come with a mail, but we can also, so what we're going to do here is we don't need the CC or BC, or we don't need don't believe we need the attachments as well. So, so in the subject field, we're just going to put um, user suspended, user suspended, and then the next, what we're going to use in the body, and so back connect the output field to the compose. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the output here and connect here. So what we're going to do is to the body. I believe that's it right there. Yeah. So we're going to do that and then send that to the email card. So then next, what we're going to do is, so all the other fields are optional. So what we're going to do is we don't need the CC or BC. So what we're going to do is, um, let's go to, well, you know what? Oh, we got the most important thing here. Most important thing. Let me send to John Black. Okay, yeah, we need that. All right, so what we're going to do is the gearbox. So what we're going to do is choose fields. So we don't need the CC, BC, and let's see here what we may need, what we don't need here. Um, we don't need the fields and attachments, and I don't know if I want to keep that or not. Um, mm, I don't need, I don't need, I don't need the message type. I don't believe so. We can always save it. So body, so we have the body from here to suspended. Let's go back again, choose the fields again. Um, okay, we're just gonna keep that as it is. So then, so then what we want here is, so we can test the sent email here. So what we're gonna do is test this. So we're gonna test in the body, say, uh, mm, subject, let's say the body, user suspended. You know what? Yeah, user suspended, and then what's to say in the body, just say testing. testing suspended user. So it gives a message ID. So if you take a look here, look here. Ah, see? Send it action required. So it sent it to him. So uh, that worked. All right. So then let me go back to let me get rid of this here. See. Oh, that's interesting. He didn't find him there. Hmm. Let me go back to my 365. Okay. All right. So email notification worked. All right. So next, what we want to do. So So we can use another email provider if we want. Like if we, like I said, we don't have, in this case, I didn't have access to Google Workspace. I don't have to, I think I don't have something sweet. I don't have something in Google needed. So what I did was I use alternatively want to use Office 365, Office 365 for this. So in this case, so what we want to do is, so let's go ahead and I believe we are done with this part here. Yeah, so let's go to turn this flow on. Saving data. So as you can see here, all right, okay. So, and also again, if you ever forget at the beginning of this, you can always go back here and save all data that passes through this flow. So in this case, so what we want to do, so if you can go here, one thing more really important thing about this is when saving data that when you click on the saving data that passes through the flow. So you can always go through the execution history here. Let me see if it pops up successfully or not. No executions found. No executions found yet. But so once we suspend a user, John Black, well, we should get a response here from the execution history. So let's test this out. Let's go to, I thought I did create him. Hmm, interesting. I thought I did create a John Black. Thought I did. Maybe I did. Okay, I did. Okay, so let's go to John Black. So let's go to suspend, let's suspend John Black's account. So let's do a refresh. All right. Yep. Yep. So all right. So here we get an email. I think that's how it's supposed to work. User suspended right here. So the flow did work. So let's see. Let's go back to let me see if I can reset that. Let me go to the execution history. There it is. Okay. So this is what you're supposed to see. So I'm glad that worked. Okay. So to make a long story short here, so this execution history is very good for really investigating and really getting deep dive in like any potential issue with the flow. So like here you have like very detailed information. That's why I really liked what Okta did with this tool here. Gives you a lot of detailed information in JSON format. So if you ever want to like, let's say for example here, look, it gives you everything here. Like if you click on, let's say this Okta user here, it gives you to this in JSON format. It gives you really good detailed information. And so basically what happened was we went to the Okta admin console. We suspended John Black's account, sent him an email saying, "Hello, user been suspended." So his account has been suspended. So let me see here if I can go in. Switch account, open another mailbox. Let's see. Maybe not. Let me see here. Different account here. Let me see. Let me goes to John Black's account or not. All right. And ask me later. Interesting. All right. But nonetheless, that didn't work. But nonetheless, the flow did once I suspended John Black's account in Okta, it did send the flow. The flow did work, so it did send a notification to. I had it sent to my email. So and it say it did run successfully here, which is great. So, but I want to thank everyone here for going through this with me. So if you just beginning off the workflows and for doing this the first time, just as I am, so this is what typically that like a lot of especially for taking the Okta administrator exam, or if you become an IM engineer, this is kind of the work that you'll be doing, helping organization, making automate like creating automation tasks for not only just life cycle management, but basic reporting or of that nature. So this Okta Workflows is a very, very awesome tool, and you can use it for many, many different things, many different things. And so, but it's awesome, and I again I can you know let's we can also go in. We could go ahead and we can also like create users. Like you can do th simple workflows as send an email for users been created through Slack or any other application. So, but this is basically a bare bones, it's very, very flow, basic flow. I've seen flows here more complex and complicated. So I'm working my way towards that. So, but I just wanted to just post this video and just thank you guys for working with me, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you. Thank you very much.